that your wife, sir? Jesus Christ. I'll tell you this. What was it, a train?
Don Rickles turned insults into an art form with timing so good he could make entire rooms love being attacked.
Chinese, Japanese, Filipino, my ass, you're a Jap. I'll tell you this. 3 years in the jungle looking for your uncle.
These are Don Rickles' funniest stand-up moments. Reagan Inaugural attack.
40 million stars. I get a little kid out here, doesn't know what time it is, and brings me out, and you're standing here with the band with the same cockamamie music. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Try to learn it. The president's here. This is a big shot for me. Last night we had Bush. Well, I'll tell you this. He was great. Did you see him and the wife after the show? He was in the lobby going, nobody knows me. I gave him a cookie. He went away. He didn't know what time it was.
He takes a room that should feel formal and treats it like just another place to cause trouble, flattening the dignity of the occasion by acting unimpressed. Saturday Night Live monologue.
As Wayne Newton would say, for me? Wayne Newton's not here tonight. He's in Las Vegas on a ladder trying to make his letters bigger. Hey! What a night! New York! Yeah, New York! Here in New York, and I'm coming out like Italian. I'm a little... Yeah, look at the guy way in the back going, he's from New York? You kidding? I got started here for crying out. This was my town. The last words I heard when I left town, Mayor Koch said, I'm trying!
He takes the usual TV monologue shape and turns it into something much looser and more dangerous, never sounding like he's reciting polished network material. Sparring with Jerry Lewis, 1982.
How do you feel, Ed?
Fine, thank you, Don.
This is Jerry. You remember him?
Yes, I do.
Oh, look at this. A whole memorial service. Anyway, I want to say it's fantastic to be here at Caesar's Palace, and it's wonderful. Eight security guards, 12 to... What is your business here? I'm here to sell meat. What is my business? I'm here to help the children. What is it? What is your business? Search me. 14 guys are outside checking everything, and there's signs all over the place saying, God bless you from Jerry Lewis with the note. I love the letter you sent me when you fill in your name. Anyway,
This feels less like a set and more like a public fight between two giant show business egos who know exactly what they're doing. Early nightclub, 1962.
It's a great treat to have Ed Sullivan being wheeled in here to be with you tonight. Johnny, I'd like to say from the bottom of my heart, nobody likes you. You're a vicious guy. Hope you go back to Nebraska and get a fungus all over your body. What do you think?
You can already see the full Don Rickles engine working at an early stage with fast, loose, and fearless delivery, plus extra rawness. Arizona 2014 highlights.
Why are you standing there? Oh, young Kip is over. Sit down. I make fun of people. Why not? Because I make a lot of goddamn money. Look at this. Are you married, sir? Why? You don't have to call me sir. King of Jews. To one of you, to your health, and to mine, l'chaim.
Rickles sounds like a man who knows he has nothing left to prove and is enjoying that freedom as the insults come with looser, almost conversational confidence. I'm a nice guy bit.
I'm a nice guy, in spite of what you heard. I'm a nice guy, you can bet your little bird. Whenever you see me, just don't stop to chat.
Rickles takes the most obviously false self-description imaginable and commits to it with total mock sincerity as the joke works on two levels at once. Sinatra's Secret Origins bit.
Fast forward, there she was in Sinatra's suite with Dolly. She said, Dolly, darling, would you, that's where my mother was, Dolly, darling, would you help my Donnie? She called me Donnie. Help my Donnie. Get Frank to come and see it. Done, Etta, done. That was her name, Etta. Done, Etta. Done, done, done. A couple of nights later, in walks Frank with all his friends, all scientists. He sat down in the front and said, help me God. I said, Frank, be yourself. Stand up and hit somebody. And thank God he laughed. Had he not laughed, I would have been on the Jerry Lewis telephone.
This is one of those perfect Rickles topics because Sinatra is both intimidating and deeply roastable. As Rickles turns the relationship into a running myth he can keep puncturing for laughs. Wrecking Jerry Lewis, 1984.
Shut up, Lou. Just do the best you can. Did Jerry tell you about this the last night? Don't worry about it, Lou. You got a lot of things going for you. You're working a grill in downtown Los Angeles. Anyway, this is Lou Brown. When Jerry gets up, Lou says, is Jerry up? He went, oh, then I'm up. Anyway, Jerry, it's such a treat for me to get up early, to be here for this wonderful, wonderful occasion. I mean, I know the children and I know the problem, but I say from my heart, really, I'm so annoyed with you. I really am. I was never a fan of yours, you know that. And yet you've asked me to come, and it was very sweet of you to ask me. Ed wanted me to come, but he thought I had a bottle of booze in my hip pocket.
By this point, Rickles and Jerry already know the audience wants chaos, so the segment just leans into it completely. Roasting Jerry Lewis in 1981.
I'll never forget when Ronald Reagan was elected, Jerry was at the wonderful party, and he said, Ronnie! And he said, go away. This is the kind of personality Jerry has. It's annoying. He and I were single together. He was in terrible heat constantly. I didn't care. That's why I have a problem today. But Jerry, to know him, is really to be worried. He's the kind of guy that sits around in a tub and watches his duck sink. Sits there with the soap and goes, wow, 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 just to keep the mind going. This telethon should really be in his honor to put him away in a state hospital where he can't hurt anybody. He's the kind of guy that hangs around the park going, psst, little girl. Anyway,
Telethon warmth and Rickles venom are naturally a ridiculous combination, as Jerry's huge personality means Rickles has to attack from even stranger angles. The mother's bit.
Till we meet again, enjoy life. And as long as you live, never forget your mother, if she be in the eternity or here on this earth. Because so help me God, a mother will never forget you. I swear to that. Good night, my darling Etta in heaven, and may God give you a good place to live.
This moment is funny because Rickles suddenly sounds sentimental, and then you realize he's still being Don Rickles using that emotional tone to set up a laugh that feels sweeter and sharper at the same time. Mystic Lake, 2010. Highlights.
Right off the bat, I said, are you Italian? And the guy went, What is your heritage, my friend?
Everything from here. I'm mixed.
You're mixed. Oh, your father was a sailor? Anyway. The old man was popping broads on the dock. Boom. You people don't realize. You don't even know what the hell's going on. We're going to wind up showing drawings to you goddamn people. Take your hands out of your pockets. You want to die? Take your hands out. You don't need that. What's your name, son? What's your name? Try to think of your name. What's your name? You. What's your name? Well, no need to get pissed off about it, Tyler.
Rickles sounds almost affectionate right before he lands the insult, making that little softening make the next jab hit even harder. The brutal Vegas outburst.
look at all these classy people. This is the people just off the street in pickup trucks saying, come on in for a couple of minutes. By the way, you guys, did you play that in Braille? Lovely, you got front seats, huh? I bet you got up early today to get in the front, huh? Two old guys got nothing else to do except sit in the casino going, bingo, bingo, keno. Come here, 2 o'clock in the morning to catch this big event here. This is a great treat for me to leave my room and be here.
This clip is funny because Don wastes absolutely no time trying to be charming before he starts swinging into action. Pine Knob, 1996. Highlights.
Look at this, the whole front. Look at them all wheezing and spitting up all over themselves, for Christ's sake. I make fun, that's what I do. I make fun of people for crying. I don't give a goddamn what the hell you are. If you're a Jew, it means a lot.
This is one of the best places to see older Rickles still operating like a precision weapon, as the pace is a little more seasoned, but the bite is completely intact. He still finds ways to make audience members' celebrity references and everyday observations all feel part of the same attack, reminding everyone that age didn't soften the act nearly as much as people assume.
I said, stop the band. They don't give a crap. They don't get a chance to play. What do they do, work a festival in Flint? Well, I don't give a goddamn. You're all people. You're a Jewish guy, right? What are you? Italian? Be proud. Remember what your people said in World War II. Run! Put a cheap Scotch guy right in the front while the Jews are having a cookout over here, for Christ's sake.
Operating like a precision weapon describes his technical mastery perfectly, as the pace being more seasoned suggests experience, not decline. The bite remains completely intact, emphasizing continuity of sharpness, as he still finds ways to make audience members' celebrity references and everyday observations feel like part of the same attack. This reminds everyone through performance, not words, that age didn't soften the act nearly as much as people assume. The 1996 timing places him in his 70s, but fully operational, as the precision weapon metaphor captures his accuracy. The seasoned pace means refined rhythm from decades of work, as the bite staying intact proves core strength remains. Celebrity references show he stays current, as everyday observations prove relatability persists. The same attack methodology remains consistent, as people assume aging softens, but Rickles disproves it. Mohegan Sun audience roast.
Are you tired? Get a bed, for Christ's sake. Got a guy right in the front. Put on your pajamas, drop your pants, and fire a rocket, for Christ's sake. Look at this, them cheap bastards. Watch where they sit. Look at the fat guy's exhausted already. Look at this. He's going to spit up in his shorts. He's here for a hunt. Thank God they sat down. God bless you. Thanks a million. Sweetie to show up. She didn't want to look up. She kept saying, come on, Al, the hell with him.
This is Rickles doing what he did better than almost anyone by turning random people in the room into part of the act instantly. He doesn't just insult the audience, but organizes the whole set around their reactions, making the segment feel alive in a way scripted stand-up often doesn't, as you can feel him feeding off the room line by line. Turning random people into part of the act demonstrates his interactive genius, as the instantly qualifier shows no preparation is needed. He doesn't just insult them, showing it's more complex, as he organizes the whole set around their reactions, making them structural. The segment feels alive, suggesting organic energy in a way scripted stand-up often doesn't, creating clear distinction. You can feel him feeding off the room line by line, proving tangible connection. The Mohegan Sun venue is a casino setting, as the audience roast format is his specialty. Random people mean unpredictable variables becoming part of the act, making them collaborators. Their reactions become content, not distraction, as the alive quality suggests vitality. Feeding off the room describes energy exchange, as the line-by-line approach demonstrates granular responsiveness. Marriage advice. Bit.
In the middle of the night, she starts that crap. Pussycat, pussycat. And I gotta get my ass under the bed and go, meow, meow. But you do it because everything's in her name. Why don't you go outside and look for your name on a sign?
Rickles was always good at making advice sound like a trap, and this clip is a great example, showing he acts like he's about to offer useful wisdom, then twists the whole thing into relationship misery and ridicule. The laughs come from how confident he sounds, selling completely disastrous guidance, as it's one of those bits where his delivery does almost as much work as the joke itself. Making advice sound like a trap inverts the helpful format, as this clip provides a representative example. He acts like he's offering useful wisdom, creating false expectation, then twists it, demonstrating the reversal. Twisting it into relationship misery and ridicule shows the dark territory, as the laughs come from his confidence, not the content. How confident he sounds is the key element, as selling completely disastrous guidance requires conviction. This is one of those bits where his delivery does almost as much work as the joke itself, showing the balance. The marriage advice format is familiar territory, as the trap suggests danger for listeners. Useful wisdom is the promise, as relationship misery becomes the reality. The ridicule adds insult to injury, as how confident he sounds makes it believable. The completely disastrous advice proves it's terrible, as delivery and joke work together synergistically. Pala 2013 highlights.
I was in the Pope's quarters. I really went my hand to God with my wife. All the jewelry and everything. Jewelry, as soon as the wife heard the jewelry, she said, break the case, break the case. Give you $100, see how my pants are. Call me Sir King.
Yeah, yes.
Step back!
Yeah.
Shut up!
Doesn't shit.
Remember what the Italian people said in World War II? Is that gunfire?
This is a good closer, because it shows Rickles still hitting his classic notes deep into his later years, with the material feeling lean, nasty, and playful all at once, creating basically the full Don Rickles package. You get the pleasure of watching a comic legend still sound dangerous in front of a crowd, as it's less about surprise at that point and more about admiration for how cleanly he still does it. This shows Rickles still hitting classic notes, proving consistency deep into his later years, with 2013 placing him at 87 years old. The material feels lean, lean, meaning no excess fat as it stays nasty, maintaining the edge while remaining playful, keeping it fun. All at Once shows these simultaneous qualities, creating basically the full Don Rickles package, describing completeness. You get the pleasure of watching a comic legend acknowledging his status as he still sounds dangerous, defying age expectations. In front of a crowd, he maintains live performance, as it's less about surprise, meaning audiences know what's coming. More about admiration, shifts the appreciation mode toward how cleanly he still does it, emphasizing execution. The 2013 timing is very late career, as the Pala venue is a California casino. The highlights suggest a best moments compilation, as classic notes mean signature techniques. Later years contextualize the achievement as lean, nasty, and playful form his trifecta. The full package implies nothing is missing, as the comic legend title is earned. Still sounding dangerous proves vitality at that point in his career. Don Rickles spent decades proving that the sharpest insults delivered with perfect timing could create pure comedy magic that audiences couldn't resist. Which Don Rickles stand-up moment do you think was the funniest? Let us know in the comments, and be sure to click subscribe below for even more iconic funny comedy moments.